spirits of those who had died. But curiosity got the better of me. I wanted to see it for myself. As I stepped inside, the air turned cold, sending shivers down my spine. The once vibrant colors of the rides were now muted and grimy. The Ferris wheel loomed overhead like a skeletal giant, its cars swaying gently as if they were still filled with laughter. The smell of rust and decay was overpowering, and the silence was so profound it felt like a weight pressing down on me. I walked deeper into the park, my footsteps echoing in the eerie quiet, each step resonating through the soles of my feet. The park's dark history whispered through the wind, tales of a tragic event that had sealed its fate. Years ago, a fire had swept through the park on a busy summer afternoon. The flames had consumed everything in their path, leaving behind charred ruins and claiming dozens of lives. It was said that the fire was no accident, that something sinister had sparked it, a malevolent force that now haunted the grounds. As I wandered, I began to notice strange things. Ghostly apparitions flickered at the edges of my vision, figures in old-fashioned clothing that vanished when I looked directly at them. Whispers filled the air, unintelligible but urgent, as if trying to convey a warning. The park seemed to pulse with a life of its own, its energy both terrifying and intoxicating. I could feel it seeping into my skin, a cold, tingling sensation that made my heart pound louder. The taste of fear was sharp on my tongue, metallic and bitter. The park's ability to manipulate reality became more apparent with each passing moment. The ground seemed to shift beneath my feet, paths twisting and turning, leading me in circles. I saw glimpses of what looked like my own shadow darting ahead, only to disappear when I tried to catch up. The boundaries between reality and illusion blurred, leaving me disoriented and terrified. I stumbled upon the funhouse, its mirrors cracked and warped. I stepped inside, the air thick with dust and the faint scent of something rotten. As I moved through the maze, I caught glimpses of myself, distorted reflections that seemed to twist and mock me. Then, I heard it again, the growl, closer this time. Panic surged through me, and I turned to run, but the exit was gone. The walls began to close in, and I felt a presence behind me. I whipped around, and that's when I saw it, a figure, tall and grotesque, with skin stretched tight over bones. Its eyes were hollow, and a twisted grin split its face, revealing rows of jagged teeth stained with something dark. It moved with a jerky, unnatural gait, its limbs cracking and popping with each step. The stench of decay hung heavy in the air, and I nearly gagged. I ran, my heart pounding like a drum, each beat echoing in my ears. I burst out of the funhouse, but the park had changed. The paths twisted and turned, leading me deeper into darkness. Reality itself seemed to warp around me, the ground shifting beneath my feet, making it impossible to tell what was real and what was illusion. I could hear the thing behind me, its footsteps heavy and deliberate. I darted towards the carousel, its horses frozen mid-gallop, their eyes wide and empty. As I ran, I noticed cryptic messages scrawled on the park's walls, warnings etched in a frantic hand, "Leave while you can," and "The park feeds." They hinted at a dark history, a malevolence that had seeped into every crevice. Each message seemed to pulse with the park's energy, a sinister reminder of the fate that awaited me. Desperation clawed at me as I searched for a way out. I could hear the creature's breath, hot and rancid, as it closed in. I spotted a broken exit sign flickering in the distance and sprinted towards it. Just as I reached the door, a hand shot out from the shadows, grabbing my ankle and pulling me down. I hit the ground hard, pain shooting through my body. I looked back, and the creature was upon me, its mouth opening wide, ready to devour me whole. I fought, kicking and screaming, but it was too strong. I could feel its breath on my face, the stench of decay overwhelming me. In that moment, I realized I was not just being hunted, I was becoming part of the park. The screams of the lost echoed around me, and I understood, the abandoned theme park was alive, feeding off my fear. My vision blurred, and I felt a strange connection to the park's energy, as if it were drawing me into its twisted embrace. The ground beneath me seemed to pulse in time with my heartbeat, a sinister rhythm that matched the park's dark energy. As I succumbed to the park's influence, I felt my own essence unraveling, merging with the shadows and whispers that haunted the place. My identity faded, replaced by a chilling awareness of the park's hunger and malice. I was no longer just a visitor, I was a part of its twisted game, an eternal specter bound to its cursed grounds. The last thing I saw was its twisted smile as darkness enveloped me, the park claiming yet another victim. Now, I am one of them, trapped in this nightmare, waiting for the next curious soul to wander in. And when they do, I will be there, lurking in the shadows, ready to lead them to their doom.